Welcome, everybody, to the Tuesday Night Music Show here on DJNTV. Hello, Brian. Hello, Jay. They're in the
What are you
back.
doing?
What are you talking about? What are you doing?
What I was trying to get him to do was like narrate what was in my head. Like it was
the
a hot
voiceover.
night.
Right.
It was not. It was like any other night, but tonight was different because there was a platypus in his closet.
I was getting to that. I thought you wanted me.
No, it was going to be a cold open. Cold open.
All right.
So you want to try it again?
Take two.
We'll do take two. Okay, we'll just let it roll. We'll just do take two. Okay, let's try it again.
Take two. Hi. I'm really bored right now. I really wish I could be somewhere else other than here with these other guys. Yeah, I really wish it was tomorrow. In fact, if it were tomorrow, I'm ready for a nap already. There you go. Stretch it out. Yeah, I'm telling you. I wish I was as good looking as that DJ Eric guy that's on here. But look at me. I'm stuck with this. I'm stuck with this look. You know, and Damon and John Cawley. Look at that stud muffin. Really, I really wish I could have hair like his. You know, me as Jay, I actually could have that kind of hair right now if I wanted to. But I cut it. I chose to cut it off. Look at that. You want to know what shampoo and conditioner I use? And that's all I got. Go ahead.
All right. So it was worth a try.
Whatever. Yeah, that was
the idea, but we went with it.
Yeah.
So welcome to the Tuesday Night Music Show. You know, we were doing a hangout last night, and after the hangout, I think we hit something that was kind of fun. And I think John enjoyed it. I think Eric enjoyed it. Damon enjoyed it. Jay enjoyed it. Maybe Kevin did too. Yeah, Kevin enjoyed it. We were talking about power ballads. And I thought it would be a fun show for us since we already talked about it last night. We came up with the criteria. I came up with the criteria for power ballad. And I'll share it with you. It starts off mellow, but it gets big, but it doesn't change tempo. An example of power ballad, Jay.
Aerosmith, Dream On.
It's a power ballad. Eric, example of a power ballad.
I'm telling you, we just went over all these.
Yeah.
The ball was headed right over the wall, and now the wind
we were
picked it
recording.
up, and it's dropping in somebody's
Journey.
Open Arms Journey. John, you got one?
Sure, we'll do Here I Go Again, Whitesnake.
Perfect.
Yeah.
How about you, Kevin?
Well, I heard all of REO Speedwagon, but I'll say, oh shit! Now I'm all of a sudden, oops, sorry.
I didn't know we're doing this. Yeah.
I'm all of a sudden forgetting it.
You're as bad as Buddy.
Yeah, Brian, if you could ask the question before you send it around the room and be clear about it by explaining
it would
that
go a lot faster that way.
Tempo doesn't change. And then if you could give the participants 2 or 3 examples before they get called on, I don't know. I'm thinking the fluidity might go.
Well, 2 or 3 days.
Kevin's got this. Power ballad.
Pick a song from the band you said.
I was shoot. I had Sticks Lady.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
And Damon, give us a power ballad.
Home Sweet Home, Motley Crue.
Motley Crue.
There you go.
I was having fun with something last night. I was talking about something called BP and AP. John actually came up with it.
Yes.
And
Before and after.
Before and after Poison is what we were talking about. So power ballads before Poison and power, because after Poison, everyone did power ballads.
You had to.
But before Poison,
It
yeah,
wasn't
they were here and there, but they weren't as plentiful, right?
No.
Oh.
But power ballads ruled the late 80s, especially in rock. But it's not only rock, because we came up with some non-rock power ballads. And this is something you could slow dance to without interruption.
Right.
You could slow dance to the whole thing. Maybe it was your high school prom theme. Chances are you had a power ballad for your high school prom theme.
Yep.
I just thought of one now.
What's that?
1 in a Million, You, Larry Graham.
Is it a power ballad?
That's a ballad all the way.
It's a ballad, but is it a power ballad?
That's a ballad.
See, we got into this a little bit last night. is R&B considered? Is R&B songs considered power ballads?
Right.
Because I brought up a song that I thought was a power ballad, and you guys kind of like, and that was "Voyage to Atlantis" by Isley Brothers.
It's a cool song.
It has a cool song, has a nice rock guitar, nice guitar lead in it. And you guys are like, that's kind of so-so. So,
well, that would be kind of like saying that "Heat Waves Always and Forever" is a power ballad.
Right.
That's too flat.
It's
another thing about power ballad is it has to have the power.
Yeah, the energy.
A ballad is one part, but to me, a power ballad always has a section that rises, and it traditionally resolves by coming back to, like the Home Sweet Home Motley Crue is the great example. Starts with piano, then it builds, then it goes up, then it comes down. No one mentioned it last night, but we all know this song, and it was featured in a big movie in the 90s. You want a great power ballad that fills all the criteria? Sister Christian by Night Ranger.
I think somebody did bring
slow start. Oh, someone did say it. Okay, I didn't hear it then. The slow start, the build, the crescendo, and it ends on the slow. And I think the power is the part that Brian was saying. Yeah. There could be an argument for All My Life by Casey and JoJo as a power ballad, because it starts very slow with piano, and it does have kind of a crescendo in the middle, and it tails out with that little piano and harmony. So you could argue that that might be a power ballad by our definition of it.
Right.
I can't wait to see the comments.
We came up with weird ones. We were, is it or is it? Is it the best choice? Maybe not, but would it qualify as power ballad?
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of songs.
One that I brought up was
a lot of 70s bands we hit.
I was talking about like Carmen the Superstar, because it does that.
I don't know. See, I don't know. I would have gave Damon his if you took yes for that one too. That's just
it's a stretch. I'm giving you that. Right. It's maybe not the best example of a power ballad, but it's a stretch.
I understand what you say, how it goes up, but even when me and you, he goes high, then low.
Yeah, but it's the music. It's not the vocal range. It's the music. Sister Christian, no drums in the beginning. All of a sudden, you get to that verse. They get to the chorus, and it's like dun 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 jow. That's the power aspect of a proper power ballad, as I understand the description.
Well, we were just trying to set some perimeters, and that was the best I could come up with. I'm not the great dictator of power ballad. I don't want to be that guy. I was just trying to find some criteria so we could.
Right. It's the Supreme Court in pornography. I can't define it, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know when I hear a power ballad, that's a power ballad. But then other times, well, like I said, the Tubes Don't Want to Wait Anymore, which is David Foster track.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's this soft little melody. Here's the vocal line. Here's the chorus on a crescendo. Comes back down, got a little solo. Goes up again and then comes down and ends out on the bottom.
David Foster is famous for that, really.
But that's what I was saying. I think if you look at his catalog, he's written for other bands. And I think we had a discussion about, is there a power ballad in the group Chicago?
Lots.
But that's it. And I wonder how many of them have a Foster influence.
The later ones.
All of them. I think probably.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah, all 16 and 17. Hard to say I'm sorry. It's kind of started.
Hard to say. Yeah. You're my
inspiration. Will You Still Love Me? I don't know if that's a.
Which one?
I would say Will You Still Love Me is right on the cusp of being a power ballad.
Mm-hmm. I have one that I just came up with, and I was curious how you all felt about it. Actually, I was thinking of two. I first thought of a David Foster song, then I thought of something else that was in my brain similar to it, and fits the criteria. It gets big in the middle. There's not necessarily screaming guitars, but it's big.
Right.
And Whitney Houston's version of I Will Always Love You. Would that be a power ballad?
You know what? I think, again, and I was joking, but I wasn't, about the Supreme Court and pornography, about like, I can't tell you what it is, but I know it when I see it.
Right.
And that's an actual quote from, I think, Thurgood Marshall. But here's the thing. The reason I would say no to Whitney Houston is because she's covering a country song, but more importantly, the crescendo is based on that it's Whitney, that she has the voice to do it.
No, because stuff really kicks in when she starts screaming too.
I guess
it's not just the vocal. If it was just the vocal, that'd be one thing, but it's not just the vocal.
No.
It gets really big, and there's an orchestra.
Again, maybe it is a power ballad, and I'm just not hearing it.
Okay, the reason I was thinking about the first song that popped in my head actually was Celine Dion's "Power of Love," which is a David Foster track.
Exactly.
Not a power ballad, but then Whitney Houston's a lot like that. So that's why
I'll see your Whitney Houston and Celine, and I'll raise you Josh Groban. You raise me up.
Yeah,
love that song.
I mean, okay. Here's one that I don't think got brought up last night. And does it follow the criteria of what we're saying? I think it does. Let's go to the opera world. Let's go to Bocelli and Andrew Lloyd Webber's ex-wife, Sarah Brightman, and do Conte para me, Time to Say Goodbye. Is that a power ballad? Starts very slow, very quiet, has a big build in the middle and comes down.
John, what was the oldest power ballad that we came up with last night?
Yeah, we got into the 60s. We traced it all the way back to the Beatles, and we decided
you guys did Hey Jude, I think.
Right, Hey Jude.
Starts out like a piano. Yep, and it ends with this big sing-along and a whole lot of energy. But it doesn't pick up tempo.
I don't think people had the wherewithal to do power ballads back in the day, because unless you were Miles Davis, you weren't exceeding 2:30, 3 minutes. And you need that 30-second intro on a power ballad at least.
Yeah.
And then you need some orchestration of some kind, and then you got to wind out.
Well, Hey Jude's runtime's long. That's like 6+, right?
The reason that I thought the question
that would fit.
The reason I thought, and I'll keep this brief, the reason I thought it was interesting to figure out what the first power ballad was to kind of try to figure out what was the influence of the power ballad. Like, what happened, and then everything changed, and power ballad's a thing. Like, what was the first song that was kind of like that?
Well, I think back in the 70s and the 60s when it happened, I don't think it changed a lot. I think it really changed in the 80s. And then
of course it did.
Started doing it, right. Like, I just thought of one now, and I don't know if it counts. You guys be the judge. Nights in White Satin, Moody Blues.
I would say no, because that's so consistent.
I think that's specifically progressive rock.
Okay.
So wouldn't you go with me on that?
Yeah, I would say it's too proggy.
It needs the lift. It needs the change of energy, like Diane Warren's "Don't Want to Miss a Thing" that Aerosmith sang.
The chorus
that's
is
a good
huge
example
on
of power
that.
ballad.
Starts with simple and it gets big, and it's orchestration and ends.
I mean,
crescendo.
You know what it kind of reminds me of almost is Holly's "The Air That I Breathe."
Yeah, that's a great track.
That's a great track too, but that's not one, right?
It starts out real slow, then the chorus is big, and then there's a big, B section. But I don't know. I don't think I would. Maybe I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the overlord of this stuff. I'm just trying to do a little investigative research here.
I just died in your arms tonight, Cutting Crew.
I just died in your arms tonight?
Cutting Crew.
No, that's not a power ballad.
No, that's not a power
straight ballad all the way through.
Because it's too consistent all the time.
There's an intro and it kicks in right away. It's a great song. And it's almost a ballad, almost not. You could go either way with that one.
Like, here's one that I was just thinking of, because you said Nights in White Satin. And I started thinking about, what about A Whiter Shade of Pale? But that really doesn't have a crescendo in the middle.
Right.
All right. Right.
That's pretty much just you get what you get for the song. Mm-hmm. So the ballad part would work, but would it be considered a power ballad? I don't think it really would.
I'm pretty sure Air Supply's got a few of them.
Yeah. I would go with you on that.
I would think they at least have 2 or 3 of them.
Little River Band has one.
Which one?
Lady. Little River Band. Oh my God, that goes up, right?
I guess it kind of does. Yeah. Kind of, sort of.
But we figure out that had the most. It was Styx, right? Styx just kept crushing them. That was like their whole.
That's different. Yeah.
Between Lady and.
But what does Styx have? Lady, Babe. I would argue
Just in
REO
time.
Speedwagon's got
Come
more.
Sail Away, maybe.
Sail Away. Yeah.
The
These
tempo
are-
does change on that, though.
There's
That's the
two
best of time.
solid sticks. There's at least 3 solid REO Speedwagons.
How about the best
REO's
of
good
times?
too.
The
Huh?
best of times.
I can't
of
remember
times.
how that starts.
It's slow.
Yeah, but
Really
it's,
are the worst of times.
I think that's almost more operatic.
And then it goes up. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you could argue it.
You could, sure, you could.
I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out.
No, and that's when you're programming, that's what you do.
I mean, definitely a ballad, but not a power ballad would be like Stranglehold by Ted Nugent.
It's a ballad.
I don't know what kind of love you have, sir, but
For all the trailer park parties, that's where the bell.
it's right up there with Bomber and Overkill by Motorhead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you just
tell
throw
me
Wang
about love.
Dang Sweet Poontang in there while you're at it? Jay?
If you do the live version
A
from
nice power
Detroit,
ballad.
Cobo Hall, yes, I think the Cobo Hall version.
Jay don't
Yes.
agree with me often. Jay don't.
By the
agree.
way, those are cruising songs.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And last night Jay
That's what that
agreed
is.
with me with this one. So I had a marking on my calendar. Jay agreed with me.
Oh,
Because-
Wango Tango? Yeah, you're right.
No. I love you, Climax Blues Band.
Oh, yeah. I love
Right?
that
That's
track.
yeah. That's definitely a power ballad.
They never even played that live. They broke up when the album came out.
Yeah.
They did the video, and that was it. They've never performed. The band has never performed
Really?
that song live.
I didn't know
Nope.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. They broke up
Interesting.
before it became a hit. Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
The singer has. It's really all he's got left, and he's had since 1980 when it came out. But the band itself never performed that song live, which sucks because that was a great track. Or
I
is
think
a great track.
I think it would be fun to come up with a band and then try to figure out what the closest thing they ever did to a power ballad was. You know what I mean? Like we
By
talked
randomly
about
naming a band and then stripping it down, or just
well, seeing if there's anything that they did that qualifies as a power ballad.
okay, here we go.
And I'll give you an example.
All right, and then I got one after you.
Billy Idol.
Eyes Without a Face.
That's a power ballad, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say
It's
so.
got that crescendo.
I would say
in it, though.
Flesh for Fantasy is a power ballad.
Well,
Starts off on a slower note, and then
Yeah.
it's Flesh for Fantasy. And then
that
it
feels
goes
more
into
like
that.
Stranglehold to me, but maybe I'm wrong.
It could be, but I'm saying it's. I would put it in the running.
Yeah,
But I
Eyes
was just-
I
definitely
don't know
kicks
his
in.
catalog that well, so he
No,
may
Eyes-
have other tracks.
Yeah.
They got a B
that-
section in that steps up. So that's
But I'll give
It
you a
does.
band, and you tell me if you can get a power ballad album. And I
Right.
think after last night, we can't. And the band is the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, I can't figure one out from them.
I can't either.
we said Angie maybe.
We said
but
Angie. We said
That's a
Waiting
stretch.
on a friend, but that's not even a.
eh.
It doesn't. It doesn't ever. It doesn't ever crescendo anywhere.
No, it's
Or
pretty
build.
solid. Wild Horses,
No,
but Wild Horses doesn't really crescendo.
that's kind of close though, right? I think that'd be the closest. To
It'd be the closest, but
I would think.
the big
that-
classic rock bands. Well, are
I'd
we
say
calling?
Give Me Shelter maybe. I mean that because that starts off really mellow
That's-
and you get Mary
that's a
Clayton in
great
there just
point.
belting. So
Yes,
But is it a ballad?
it's about somebody getting stabbed at.
Anybody slow
Altamont.
dancing to that tune?
I don't know.
They'll slow dance to
Maybe-
Wild Horses. They'll
maybe
slow
in
dance.
60
Slow dance to
8 they were.
Angie's.
Could be.
Well, they
Or
were
really
really
high back
running
then
from the
too.
stabbing at Altamont too.
Yeah. Hells Angels.
Now, I would say that Miracles is a power ballad.
Jefferson Starship. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Miracles.
chorus is the long version is a long version, but
You like the radio edit.
yeah.
I
but
like
mean,
the 6 minute.
I like the radio edit because it gets to the point.
Yeah.
The and I like that, and that's the one I just remember hearing as a child, and I really enjoyed it. And the long version, I'm like, come on, get to the part, come on,
It's,
you know.
yeah, it's,
It's a lot of filler to me, you know. After hearing a nice tight edit of that, and I think
I put this up for vote, and I can't remember where you guys went with it, but as a big famous band, I feel that "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd is a power ballad, but it's a little bit on the edge. So, if that's not, does Pink Floyd have a track
that'd
that
be the
would be
closest one.
considered a power ballad?
That'd
I
be the
can't think of
closest
anything
one.
off of Dark Side of the Moon or Welcome to the Machine.
I think what you would hear would be that. That's it. That'd be
I
the
think
one.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how many ballads, period, do they have? Power or not?
Well, I look at Aerosmith. If you start at the first album, you have Dream On. If you go to the second album, Seasons of Wither is on the fence. Third album, Toys in the Attic, You See Me Crying. That's a power ballad.
Yeah.
Home Tonight Off Rocks. That's a power ballad. And even on Night in the Ruts, Mia. That's a power ballad.
Well, I mean,
they have several. Plus, then you go to their
Aerosmith power ballad has got to be "Don't Want to Miss a Thing," the Diane Warren song.
No, 100%. But there's
which I think David Foster produced, didn't he?
He did produce.
Yeah,
Diane Warren wrote. It was for that movie Armageddon. But that's my point. You look at Styx and go, oh my God, look at all the power ballads. Aerosmith had a power ballad in almost every album.
Speaking of 90s movie soundtracks, I just thought of another power ballad that I hadn't thought of from the 90s that was pretty nice. And that would be Goo Goo Dolls' Iris.
Oh, great example. Yeah, we missed that completely.
Yeah, that's 100% a really good one.
Power ballad. 100%. And probably the only song I've ever heard where every string on his acoustic guitar was tuned to D.
That was Tim Pierce, right? That's
Tim Pierce is the mandolin. Tim Pierce, the man that you don't know, that's on everything you've ever heard.
Yep, every song you've ever loved, Tim Pierce.
And it's insane. And as the days go on, I just found out he's on a complete album by our boys from Northern Florida, Shinedown. He's on the album that's got I think Crow and the Butterfly, and not Take a Chance. I think Take a Chance.
You're losing him, Jay.
Oh, sorry, everybody.
They just want you to spoon feed power ballads tonight.
Oh yeah,
I went on Iris because that does.
I don't want to know how this
Iris made. All day long, Iris. Yeah.
Number one. Iris. That's a power ballad straight to number one. That's a recipe.
Well, you know what? Let's think. Well, here's one for your consideration, boys and girls, and it's part of a movie, and I've certainly relied on it for some advertising. Is Peter Gabriel's "In Your Eyes" a power ballad?
It's
a ballad. And it does change direction a little bit, but does it?
That light the heat section gives it enough momentum, though. Does that really step it up, or is that just kind of falling?
You're gonna go with that, then I'll go with Chris Isaac.
Wicked Game.
Wicked Game.
Yeah, they're kind of the same formula. You're right.
I think they're the same thing.
They're in the same vein.
Yeah.
And I think Wicked Games is a great song, but I wouldn't call it a power ballad.
Right.
So again, I'm not saying "In Your Eyes" is a power ballad. I'm throwing it out there for consideration to the.
It's all a matter of how you want to program. And I mean, I famously, and I'm using J words here, I famously love the genre of yacht rock, and yacht rock radio on Sirius XM has added some things that I really don't like. For instance, they're adding James Taylor. I don't think that he belongs there.
No, he's more folk / singer-songwriter.
He does, and they've also added Neil Sedaka, "Laughter in the Rain."
Great song, but not yacht rock.
Wrong station.
Somebody on that station not only decided that James Taylor and Neil Sedaka belong there, but they started something called Club Yacht Rock, where they're playing redrums of Michael McDonald songs and mixing them together.
Oh, that's taboo.
No.
To me, that's heresy. It's like I don't even listen. I can't listen anymore.
This just thrown in after 30 years of being deeply in love with the beautiful Michelle, the wife. She just must have heard me talking, and usually I talk so quietly, and popped her head around the corner and said, "Scorpions." And I'm like,
"Still loving you,
power ballad all day long." Good call, Mish.
Yeah, that amps up.
You guys,
Winds of Change even is a power ballad.
She sang "Winds of Change." I didn't even know she knew a Scorpion song. Wow!
Every time you think you know your wife,
wow,
she pops up with
I don't
Scorpions.
know who you are. She knows "Winds of Change" by the Scorpions.
She probably got a rock from Moscow when the wall came down or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a weird one.
But she's right.
How about this one?
Okay.
Duran Duran, "Ordinary World."
Yes, 100%. Power ballad. 100%.
So that would probably be a Duran power ballad.
And you can thank Karkouli from Missing Persons, the guitarist, for doing the arrangement. Now, does Missing Persons have a power ballad? I don't think so because the drums had to be so front forward with
very new wavy
with Mr. Bozio over there.
When I think of missing persons, I think of words. That song.
Yeah.
I don't think
Walking in L.A.
well, destination.
about only the lonely motels.
We never brought this one up. Yeah, no, that's a good one.
That's a really good one, and that's a good question.
Could
I've got a movie song.
Know. It's kind of slow.
Take My Breath Away by Berlin.
Yeah, that's a Giorgio Moroder track.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it builds enough. It's a great ballad, but it kind of kicks in and it stays pretty consistent throughout the whole song.
Okay. But
only the lonely does step up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just hit me. I don't know why, but I mean, this is what's great about this. It makes your wheels turn. You know?
Eric, I'm with you on Only the Lonely.
I like Brian's thing before. Let's try throwing bands out.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what we're doing in a backwards way.
Twins have one.
We found a Duran Duran power ballad. You know, it's kind of fun.
Hold Me Now.
Thompson.
Starts off dun 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 dun. Build vocals.
It's got a nice build in the B section.
It does. Then it's got that little breakdown thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think Eric said Level 42, Something About You last night. I could make an argument.
But, you know, I changed my mind on that after, though, because it's the same beat all the way through.
And it's not a ballad.
Right. If that's the other thing.
Yeah, but
British people actually dance to that. Believe it or not, they did.
They do?
Like fast dance to it, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've got
I'm sure there's evidence of that from Pop of the Pops or something on YouTube. So, okay, Michael Jackson, power ballad. What was his power ballad?
Ben?
Oh, God. Not Ben. That's too much.
I know what it was.
No,
it's in my head.
in Moscow.
Yeah, but what was the one he did before that? Because he had one.
Wait a minute.
Dirty Diana was his power ballad.
Oh, yeah.
So does Nikki Darling become a power ballad? Darling Nikki?
It's not a ballad.
Yeah, I was thinking about the
again. I think you're judging the way people love in a hotel lobby. I think it's unfair. I don't know who made you the love.
It's a sexy song, but I don't think it's a ballad.
I don't know if you know about love, sir, but I'm just telling you.
A Prince power ballad would be Purple Rain. Yeah.
All day long. Yeah.
Right.
I just wanted to open the Prince door for you, kid.
Power ballad-ish, but I mean, it ends like in almost like a choir, kind of like a religious experience, but it's still energy to the song, you know?
It was inspired by Journey's Faithfully.
Yes,
Purple Rain is heavily influenced by that.
I'm going to throw a band out. I don't think nobody talked about last night. I don't know the answer to it, but maybe you guys would. How about Def Leppard?
All day.
Love Bites.
A bunch of stuff.
Love Bites.
Love Bites. Okay, what else?
Two Steps Behind.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, that builds up.
That was in the 90s.
Love and Hate Collide. John, when Love and Hate Collide.
Kind of lesser known. I mean, it's like on the box set thing. I got that on the back of a 45.
Okay, My Wine.
Bring It On the Heartbreak.
Bring It On the Heartbreak is 100% power ballad.
Well, yeah, that ramps up, amps up.
Sure. Did you say April Wine, John?
No, I said Me and My Wine.
Him and his wine.
What I
was going to say, just between you and me is a power ballad.
Just between you and me is a power ballad all day long.
Right.
All day long.
Well, that goes way back too. When I get that cassette, what, 78, 79?
Isn't April Wine Triumph? Oh,
no, April Wine's a Canadian band.
Oh.
Triumph.
Oh, I'm thinking of a song title.
Yeah.
I thought Triumph.
That's a band.
April Wine's
Sign of the Gypsy Queen and All Over Town and
just between you and me. Was
okay, all right, I got one. What about Close My Eyes Forever? Ozzy and Lita Ford.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All day.
100%.
Wow. We used to sing. I used to play that as a DJ as a ballad.
Yeah.
So I remember spinning it and having people slow dance to it, and I would sing, "If I cross my eyes forever, would they always stay this way?" That was like, because I used to just like to make up words to the songs that I had.
Well,
to play.
plus you were 7, so at that age, you make kind of
didn't hurt that I was 7.
What am I doing with an Ozzy record? Yeah,
and wipe the cobwebs from your thighs. Yeah,
exactly. I don't think this one got brought up last night, and I think Foster might be involved in it. But now you got me thinking of movie soundtracks. I got to go with not Mr. Peter Gabriel. This time we'll go with Phil Collins, Against All Odds.
Yeah, I said it last.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
We talked about it, and yes.
Anyone say Atlanta Miles?
Atlanta Miles, Black Velvet?
I don't
You know what?
It's a little busy. I don't know if it's power ballad status though. It picks up a little bit. It keeps.
It picks up, but yeah, I'll give it to him.
And after somebody who just said the Ozzy Lita,
I did.
Damon.
Damon.
I will see you with Kicks. Don't close your eyes. That's a power ballad.
Yeah.
That's up there with Skid Row. I don't remember.
Metallica has a power ballad.
Unforgiven.
Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah. I don't think they ever did just a straight ballad. They always crank up and ramp up when it gets to the end.
But Nothing Else Matters I've played it as a slow song. I mean, been doing that for over 30 years.
Well, here's one you can do as a slow song by them, and I think it is a power ballad. It's a remake, Turn the Page.
I said that last night.
Yeah.
I would argue that is, I think you're right.
Yeah.
It doesn't get big in the middle, but it's, and again, it's contextual, like Brian points out about a love song. Is it a love song written about his loneliness on the road, missing someone, or is it just about him in a band? Like, I think Rev on the Red Line off the first Foreigner album is a power ballad, but it's obviously written from the perspective of like, hey, I'm racing cars out here, but the music is 100% power ballad.
So did the band Eagles ever have a power ballad?
There's argument for Hotel California. You could argue
it's a reggae song.
Peaceful, Easy Feeling, that doesn't do nothing. That's
country.
I can't tell you why. No.
But it doesn't pick up. It's
no,
a ballad all day.
But in my head, I'm going
Desperado is a ballad.
Yeah.
Maybe Desperado would be the closest thing they came to it.
But Desperado's still like... in
the middle.
Yeah.
The B
like
section.
Seven Bridges Road or something, maybe. It's just...
How about Fleetwood Mac? Anybody? I don't know.
Boy.
Chain?
Yeah, we hit them last night. We said, what, Don't Stop?
Kind of. We did hit them? Don't Stop. That's not
I mean, that's a raise in energy, but it doesn't start as a ballad, really.
Well, I don't know. I want to, and it's not. It's totally not, because it's not a ballad. But I'm thinking of Stop Dragging My Heart Around with Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty.
But see, that's
not a ballad,
on the
though.
cusp of it.
Yeah. But Leather and Lace is just a nice ballad. It's not a power ballad.
I love that song. How about Never Going Back Again? Lindsey Buckingham goes crazy.
It's acoustic. The whole song's acoustic.
I know, but he kind of goes a little, I don't know.
He does pick up the pace a bit.
A little bit. Yeah, like near the middle, and then he goes back down and he ends it. I don't know.
I don't have a power ballad for Fleetwood Mac.
I don't either. I was just guessing.
Yeah, but it's an interesting question.
Chain's not really a ballad. But it follows the Power Ash issue, I guess.
So besides, as I mentioned, Hey Jude, do any of the former Beatles have a power ballad?
I would say Maybe I'm Amazed by Paul McCartney.
Yes. Maybe I'm Amazed is a power ballad.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, George Harrison, My
Sweet Lord? I mean, that's...
No.
No.
Not...
What is love? What is life? Is that one of his?
That was the rock.
Yeah, What is Life? But that's like,
not a ballad.
Yeah, that's more of a rocker. It's a great track. And by the way, side note, I have played that as a recessional for brides and grooms to walk back down the aisle. And it's when you get an older couple, it goes over really well.
I remember Woman being played as a ballad a lot.
By John Lennon?
Yeah, that was a ballad, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I remember it being played as a ballad. When you listen to the song Woman, you don't, I don't know, maybe you don't think of it as a ballad, but people slow dance to that song. I remember that. That was a big one.
If you're going to look at that one, do you look at... Well, no,
it's not a power ballad, but it was a ballad, or treated as a ballad.
Yeah. Did anyone mention Cheap Trick last night?
No, but you got the Flame.
Yeah.
Flame would be.
100%.
Just off the top of my head.
How about the ballad of John and Yoko?
It's, you know,
It's about that.
Ballad
It's
of John
not ballad.
Yoko isn't a ballad. That's the weird part about that song.
Where are we with Van Halen? They had
When It's Love?
Well, why can't this be love? Right? No, that's
When
that's
It's
too
Love.
fast. When It's
Yeah,
Love,
yeah.
Love Walked In.
Mm-hmm.
Love Comes Walking In, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, 100%. Nothing with David Roth.
No, I was
I mean,
going
Hagar, he had him.
excuse me, I don't think there was anything with Dave.
No.
I'll Wait.
Kind of hard
Yeah,
start.
it's well, and I'll tell you why I'll wait. Was it which song did I say Michael McDonald helped him finish? Was it I'll Wait?
He was
or
in the studio.
Women in Love?
No, it was I'll Wait. And
It's I'll Wait.
he was
And
in the
Ted
Warner Brothers
Templeman,
studio.
He was in the other studio, and Ted Templeman goes, "Hey, we're doing some keyboard thing. Can you help us out?" And Michael McDonald wrote a section of "I'll Wait" for Van Halen. Didn't get credited, but now he has. Like years later, they were like, "Yeah, this is kind of bullshit. We need to credit him."
And if you put good headphones on, you can hear "oh" in the background. There's,
Every time.
He just runs in the studio. Sings little pocket plans back there.
what's that? This is Van Halen.
You don't know me, but
Who believes?
Oh,
Get listen real close. So you can hear it.
Eruption.
All right. You know what? We're going through all this stuff, and it's fine. But Brian, the whole reason why you brought this up was AP and BP.
Right.
Before Poison, after Poison. You haven't named one Poison song.
And I won't. It's not my jam. That would be Mr. Cully or
John
Mr.
Call.
Brannon.
Yeah.
We could give
Every
you theirs.
rose.
Every
Has a
rose.
storm.
Right. I'm just saying, Brian went through the whole thing of before Poison, after Poison.
I'm assuming.
Not one
That's
Poison
There's
song.
also a DT that John added during Poison, which is what you're doing.
I'm assuming Damon has a Poison song you like.
No, I'm just saying. I mean,
John, what was the other track off Open Up and Say Ah? That was the power ballad. The one where the bodyguard dies in the video.
Every rose.
I heard about it.
Yeah, I would know it.
Oh,
Because I've been dun dun. God damn it! It's
Just so they were. Back to your noir thing. It's like, yeah, those
They all sing like
ballads were
Muppets, I don't know why.
and after the Poison days.
But I think that Poison, using them as the dividing rod, it sort of makes sense because of the placement of their first album.
Right.
Even though they didn't really have a power ballad on it, it was shortly thereafter that everyone suddenly had power ballads.
Yeah.
Like you just had to. Ace Frehley had a power ballad with It's Over. I mean, the last artist that should have put out a power ballad because his mainstay band Kiss never did. Beth is a ballad.
They did Beth.
It's not a power ballad.
right.
But they never had anything that started slow and built. They worked a pretty formulaic.
Till Desmond Child got a hold of him, and they did like Forever and songs like that.
And the
Like,
Elder and stuff like that. It did get a little weird.
Here's your power ballads.
I think Journey out of the gate had a lot of power ballads from Faithfully and.
Now, last night, Jay said the rock band that never sold out did a power ballad was Rat.
No, they didn't.
Hang on, ACDC's on the phone. Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
They can't be us on that. So
Don't they have some song about a guy taking a crap and thinking about his lady?
You're talking about ACDC or Rat?
misread
I think
lyrics.
every song was like that.
Yeah, they were really like that.
But yeah, as far as the big hairish bands of the 80s that, the Sunset Strip guys and gals, Rat's the only one that I can genuinely, because I know their catalog pretty well.
Yeah.
They didn't do it.
Well, there were two albums. It was what? Out of the Cellar and Invasion of Your Privacy?
And then
That's the first two. And a couple others.
they had two more that still charted. Did
they?
Dance Undercover and
Dance
then
Undercover.
Oh, I remember that. That was Heresy. Okay, yeah. That was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just gonna listen to Wham.
Yeah, I kind of tuned out. I'm just gonna listen to Round and Round Forever, and that's my Rat song. We're done.
I got a lot of mileage out of playing, especially in the club. A lot of mileage out of playing "Nobody Rise for Free" and "Way Cool Junior."
Yeah,
and that's
weird,
as close as they
that's
came
like a
with
swing.
"Way Cool Junior." It's a total 50s swing homage thing.
It's really easy to talk about rock bands doing power ballads because a lot of them did. But then you got weirdo stuff like David Foster.
Who
working
seems
with
to write
Chicago.
that way. Yeah.
And like and it's up for debate, but you know what? I'm down with Celine Dion, Power of Love, and Whitney Houston, I'll Always Love You as power ballads. I would put them in the power ballad folder.
I'll go in on the Whitney now.
But it's interesting which bands aren't rock bands that do power ballads. Kind of to Damon's point, looking at some of the R&B acts that were doing. I mean, Dirty
I think
Diana.
it's a formula thing.
It was definitely a formula, but it's also a vibe. It's.
But I don't think a lot of R&B bands wanted that vibe. It was more of a like upbeat vibe. Like
wasn't the
Prince,
purpose?
Yeah.
I mean,
The purpose of a power ballad
Earth,
wasn't
Wind,
to
and
like
Fire.
disarm the listener and then kind of lull him in, and then all of a sudden hit him with the big whammy, the big finale.
I think the power ballad, honestly, guys, I think the origin of the power ballad was, what are we going to play for the girls?
Power ballads.
Power ballads
hits.
kept the guys happy, and the girls, like Motley Crue was like
hits.
the second we came out with Home Sweet Home, all of a sudden the audience jumped in the percentage of girls.
We're charting,
They
and
wanted
we got women in the front row now instead of
what
guys.
was the Firehouse track? That
Well,
like
Power
all the
Ballad
weddings-
Love of a
was the other
Lifetime.
way.
Love of a
Power
Lifetime.
Ballad
Half the
was
weddings in the 80s and 90s did that song as their first
Way a big
dance.
Go ahead,
crap
Eric.
out of that.
Power ballads was a way to get the guy to dance with a girl too.
Yeah, but it was also big sales.
They would come
And
out
it
with
was a female audience. Yeah. I'm
It
thinking of
wasn't
the
scary.
I'm thinking
It
about the
wasn't
Bait and
scary.
Switch power ballad album. The one that just I get such a kick out of. And it is Will to Power doing the Baby I Love Your Way Freebird medley. It was this nice soft song. And my mom loved the song. But then you buy the album and it's like 100% total like
Not
freestyle.
like that. Yeah,
It's
but that was
really
a problem.
cool. Like the rest of the album was totally different.
This is not a
that
power
song.
ballad, but the two examples that screwed bands over really quick were Mr. Big
to be with
and our boys from Boston, Extreme.
Oh, more than words.
More Than Words
More
came
Than
out.
Words.
People were like, oh, I love this. I want to go see them. And they show up and it's like, what the hell? What's this like funky metal they're doing?
Right.
And sort of the same thing. I mean, Winger had a couple power ballads on purpose because it was part of the package back in the day. Dokken, had a couple
Alone
of
Again?
tracks.
Alone Again was their power ballad, right?
Alone Again, yeah. But again, back then, tickets for a concert were like $6, $7, $8. You could hear a song on the radio and be like, oh my God, I love this song. My girlfriend loves it. Let's go see Dokken. And you show up and you're like, whoa, what's with this? Like,
Well,
Paris is
I
on
don't
fire.
know. But you know what? I don't know that Alone Again is that much different than Breaking the Chains.
Not to you and I, but it may
it doesn't feel bait and switch though.
No, but I think Extreme, they blamed that song for
that was
them
total bait and
over.
switch.
They're like, this isn't who we are.
That was
Who
total
was
bait
it
and
what I
switch.
just heard interviewed that fought like hell to not do a track that was like their biggest hit? And they were like, this is not the direction of the band. It wasn't Kiss with doing I Was Made for Loving You, but it was something like that where the guys in the band are like, dude, I don't want to do this. And it just became
Kicking and
massive.
screaming, trying to give to it. Might have been Quiet Riot when they gave him the Slade tune or whatever, because Kevin DeVille hated that. And he says, I want no part of this. And you're under obligation. You signed the contract, sing the song.
so
And
you're
it
gonna
became,
sing.
and now
You told me they were trying
Frankie
to screw
Banali
the
does
drum
this
up
great
on it.
drum
stuff.
intro.
yeah. They deliberately tried to sing it bad for the take that's on the record because they didn't want it to be a single. And that was the one that went, that's charted. He's like, God damn it.
It's all about attitude,
But I think some of these bands early in their career get that attitude of, we don't want to lose our core audience. I mean, I played Megadeth at Tula Moan the other night. Is it a power ballad? In Megadeth world, probably. It starts acoustically. It's got a chorus that's in French, and it ends on the acoustic intro. So by our definition, but again, if you take Brian's key, can you dance slow to it? Then the answer is probably no.
I was also thinking about songs that I feel like are power ballads, but there are versions of the song that get really crazy at the end. And I thought of two examples. One of them is Freebird.
I was just going to say Freebird, 100%.
Because the radio edit of Freebird, I would argue, is power ballad.
Which is like 3 minutes long, right? The radio edit. It's
3.5, whatever
it
it
was
is.
more than half the song. Yeah.
The other one I was thinking of, if you've ever heard the album version of Chicago's Hard to Say I'm Sorry.
Yeah,
it gets a little crazy
at the end. Which I was hoping they did that at the concert with John. Remember, John?
Yes.
When they did that? And they did that.
And they did. They played it all the way through to the finale.
The album version. It was great.
Yeah. Bop, 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 bop. But the radio edit of the song, you could argue, is a power ballad.
When they say they were going to get in the air, whatever, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, whatever.
Whose name I haven't
It was an excuse
yet.
for the horn section to do something.
The horns need to get in there, like, give them something to do, yeah.
You know what's jumping out at me now with all the names of artists? One of the biggest artists of our generation that I've not heard mentioned, and I think certainly qualifies on more than one occasion. I haven't heard anyone mention Elton John.
Oh, I think we mentioned him last night. Someone say,
how long was I gone for?
You were gone a little while, but
someone's got a song. He's got a song, and I know, but
there were a bunch.
Got a 90s
I've seen that movie too.
I want a 90s power ballad.
What, I Want Love? The one where
no, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Blessed,
maybe.
No,
You'll Be Blessed. Yeah, that one.
That's great.
It's around the same time, and I have no idea what he's even saying, but I can hear it in my head, and it's a power ballad.
Is it the one? All I ever needed was the one, and then that builds and builds.
Maybe, yeah, maybe
might be the one.
Yeah, that's probably the one.
How about American Pie?
Tempo changes, and it's not a ballad.
I know it builds.
It's an homage.
At the beginning, you could argue is a ballad, but then
it loses
as soon as
the ballad.
You get after the first chorus, it turns into a honky tonk country song kind of thing.
Yeah,
I remember being a kid a long time ago. DJ's going to the bathroom.
I was just going to say DJ's taking a smoke break.
Yeah, it's Paradise with the Dashboard Light.
It's the same thing.
The only one that's going to agree with me here is Jay Ripple. Grateful Dead. Come on, Jay, give it to me.
You know what? I could see that, but again, it's contextual to the studio versus
live,
because live they're just going to go off on a tangent.
All right, I'll go.
You know what I mean? No. I'm with you. I have to stop. Well, Can't You See by Marshall Tucker?
Yeah, I love that song.
Starts with a flute.
Yeah.
Is a love song. Builds a little bit.
It's the same formula. Yeah.
Have we mentioned, did you guys in my 3-day absence yesterday mention 38 Special?
No.
Oh, but what do they got?
I'm thinking, what do they have?
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah,
Hold On Loosely is probably too fast.
It's too fast. Yeah.
Chain Lightning is too fast.
It almost feels like Night Ranger filled that spot.
Yeah.
If 38 Special were to have had a power ballad, Night Ranger did it for them.
Night Ranger did it for him. Yeah,
I don't know why I think that, but I do. I don't know why I'm relating those bands, but I am.
There's a lot in that pocket.
We said Scorp. Oh, here's a major artist.
Yeah.
And I think he has one. And I'm going to put it in my head and see if anyone's telepathic.
Okay.
The artist is Billy Joel.
Oh, Scenes from an Italian.
A lot.
But scenes from an Italian restaurant. The problem is, I think he changes tempo.
Honesty
gets faster. Yeah.
I would say Honesty is definitely on the list. She's Always a Woman doesn't make it.
No.
What? You know what? Just the Way You Are.
I was thinking Just the Way You Are.
Vienna.
Vienna's very consistent.
I know that
goes up a little. And I love that song. Don't get me wrong. That's one of my favorite Billy Joel tracks.
Billy Joel for power. I'd say Innocent Man because it starts off very mellow and he's like screaming.
I love that song.
I'm with you on that, John. I'm with you on that.
You guys calling that a ballad?
Innocent Man's a ballad
song. It's a ballad, but
it is a ballad.
That's one of my favorites by him, actually. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with that.
But
it's just it's a different.
It would be a power ballad.
Later and everything just amps up. You know, it's same song.
Mention Reverend Horton Heat, Liquor in the Front, Poker in the Rear. I don't know if that's.
If we stay in the Billy Joel mode, I'm telling you right now, we can come up with a few more.
Oh, I guaranteed we could.
There has to be a few more with
No,
them.
there is.
Yeah.
I would argue New York State of Mind is a power ballad. In the conceptual aspect of starting slowly, it's a love letter to a city.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I would give me scenes from an Italian restaurant along with that.
I really would. If you use our criteria, it passes.
It does.
It does. Yeah, it's a love story.
If somebody said play a power ballad and you played scenes from an Italian restaurant, it's probably not your best
It'd be
choice.
low on the list.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
This
Come on,
that's great.
We should have the BP, AP, and then we should have the B20 and A20 for before 20 list and after 20 list.
Yeah.
So
who are we gonna crown as the kings of the power ballad?
Man, I'm gonna say it right now. There's a huge vote for Aerosmith.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but I
would say REO Speedwagon.
I'm going to second you on that.
I'm going to go Journey.
Can you guys do me just one favor? I'm fine with REO Speedwagon, but outside of the 3 that come to mind, can you guys name all these other tracks? Because I can name 5 or 6 from Aerosmith.
See, this is the thing. When I'm thinking of REO Speedwagon, I'm thinking power ballad. When I think of Aerosmith, I think Walk This Way. And I think...
And it's guilt by association.
Back in the saddle, and
totally understand.
It's deeper cut emotion.
It is.
But when I think REO Speedwagon, I think power ballad.
I know, but what power ballads? Can't Fight This Feeling anymore? What do you have?
For Me to Fly
in your hat? Okay, Time
Keep
for
on
Me to
Loving
Fly.
You.
I would argue Time for Me to Fly is not as power ballad as you might think. Can't Fight This Feeling anymore. Yeah, I'll go with that one.
That's totally power ballad.
But like, that's my point, though. I'm not trying to dismay you guys as much as...
No, I'm just thinking.
I can go 5 songs that fit the criteria by Aerosmith.
Keep on Loving You.
Go 5...
In My Dreams.
Keep on Loving You. Time for Me to Fly.
In My Dreams was the other one.
How about Just for You?
We climb and at the top we fly. Yeah. Remember what? You guys don't remember that song?
No.
In My Dreams, REO Speedwagon, it was huge.
Oh, In My Dreams,
Where?
I remember it. You'll have to play it out. I do remember that one.
I might know it when I hear it.
Yeah.
You'll know it when you hear it, I guarantee.
I wanted to say, I'm not like a
Take It on the Run.
fan.
Take It on the Run.
Take It on the Run. Thank you.
Here's the other one I was thinking of. So we can.
No, I'm not saying you guys are wrong. No,
it's hard to think of an REO Speedwagon song that's not a power ballad.
But see, just like you think of Walk This Way, when I think of REO Speedwagon, the 2 songs that come to mind for me are Roll with the Changes.
Back on the Road Again?
No, Riding the Storm Out.
Yeah, Back on the Road Again is a cool song off 9 Lives. But eventually they became this power ballad band.
They did. Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore is big time power ballad. And
no, it absolutely
Take It on
is.
the Run, definitely. Yeah,
I'm just saying over a long term, if you had to make the argument, because you could say like Firehouse has 2 or 3 of those tracks, with Love of a Lifetime being the biggest, but they saw their formula to success and went, aha, we're going to do this shit again and again.
I think REO did too, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, absolutely, they did. They knew which side their bread was buttered on in that.
How about we call it a tie? REO and Aerosmith.
Well, G's always going to stick up for Aerosmith.
But like I said, this time I think I can qualify it by at least giving you examples of actual tracks. I'm not just blatantly
as we did too.
But I'm not speaking about all these Aerosmith power ballads. I'm thinking of Dream On. I'm thinking of Janie's Got a Gun and Don't Want to Miss a Thing. What am I missing?
You See Me Crying.
Oh, Crying.
Crying. Yeah.
Then Crying.
Yes, that's another one.
You could argue that
Amazing is there for that.
Amazing. I mean, they saw the same writing on the wall and said, what do we need to do to get back on the radio?
Yeah, how do we get on the radio?
How do we get more money?
After, they came off life support there for a minute.
100%.
But before that, all they really had was Dream On, right?
You could argue Hangman's Jury is a little bit of a power ballad. I mean, they had
Angel. You're My Angel.
Angel.
Yeah.
That was 87.
Jaded?
That is all David Foster crap, isn't it?
I don't know if he worked with them. He may have. I know Desmond Child did.
He did with Don't Want to Miss a Thing, didn't he?
No, he did on that track, but that was a movie track. I don't think he worked on the album.
Right.
Yeah, I could throw Chicago in this. Kings of
Chicago had 3 albums with solid power ballads on them.
Yeah,
only 3.
I think picking a king of this is not easy. I will be first in line to say if Aerosmith lost to REO Speedwagon, it wouldn't upset me or like make me amazed like that. I said amazed.
Yeah. I'm amazed.
Song title. Yeah.
You know,
come on, dream on. Another one.
Dream on.
Fine. You guys want to see me crying? Whatever. I just am glad I'm here tonight because I didn't want to miss a thing. I just
it does look like a lady sometimes, though. I'll give you that.
I can keep going.
I don't want to put him on the spot, but Kevin Beers is going to be the tiebreaker. Is it REO or Aerosmith? Hurry up. The show's almost over.
Yeah.
Wow. Look who just got the keys to the bus and is driving now.
Nice.
He's ready to put a fork in it.
It's like you can go with quantity or you can go with their highest batting average of what they
Don't give me all that stuff.
Oh, he's not going to finish our next show now.
Next week to find out what Kevin says.
Wait for Buddy to come in. He'll decide. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
Jesus,
you know, my wife Tracy and I,
Buddy jumps in this. We'll never get the answer straight.
I was going to say Stunts all day long. So, yeah, because he's Chicago. So.
Well, yeah, no, that's the problem.
Don't put ketchup on it.
Right.
You know,
he'll throw another thing in the mix. Right?
Guys, honestly, Blues Brothers, when you break down their catalog of one, it really did have quite a few.
I got an idea. Have them put it in the comments below when they see the
Sweet Home Chicago is the most obvious.
Chicago or Aerosmith?
If you made it to the end of the video, please vote below in the comments.
Hey, let me reason with you on this one.
Sure.
Let me reason with it. But I already tried and it didn't work. I was just going to say that I'm thinking that when most people, maybe not you, but when most people think of REO Speedwagon, they're thinking of power ballads.
I agree.
But when most people think of Aerosmith, they're not particularly thinking of just power ballads.
Women are.
But you know what it is, Brian? It's the timing. Because the power ballad really came into its own, as per all of our examples, in the 80s.
Yeah,
and it's the 80s,
well, 90s too.
Yeah, but
in the 90s
more of the 80s, I think, is when it really, at least
when it grew legs.
It's big time. So
valuable. It made money. Yeah,
I have to argue. I have to go back in time and say, well, by criteria, Dream On is a power ballad. Oh yeah, you're right, but it's not. If I went out and bought like top power ballad albums, I'm more likely going to see REO than I am Aerosmith, unless it's one song for I Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Before we end the show, I know there's got to be a best of power ballad CD out there from the 90s. Let me just
probably about 20 of them. Yeah. But I just thought of another Aerosmith one. I don't know if Jay brought it up, but Angel. Did you say that one?
Yeah, I said Angel.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, there's an album called The Very Best of Power. Oh, now that's what I call power ballads.
Oh, it's just a Christian on it? Is Freebird on it?
Let's see what's on it. Let's just see what's on it. Now that's what I call power ballad hits.
There we go.
The definitive collection. I don't know if this is import or domestic.
All right, but this could be the tiebreaker.
This is it. Yeah.
If there's more Aerosmith than REO Speedwagon, I think it's the definitive winner. So
I am thinking this is domestic because it's a single disc. Okay.
It's not a double album. Forget it.
It's not. No. UK always does double albums, so it's domestic. Okay. So they're American. I'll be there for you, Bon Jovi. This is one. 2, I Remember You, Skid Row.
Gotta be.
3, Heaven Warrant. 4, Fly to the Angels, Slaughter.
Oh, 100%.
A lot of these are AP, by the way.
Okay, now here's where it gets fun, Jay. 5 is Extreme More Than Words.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we argued whether that was a power ballad or not. Kind of is. 7, Journey to Open Arms. I'm sorry, 6, Sister Christian Night Ranger.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. 8, When I See You Smile, Bad English.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone, Cinderella.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Boston Amanda.
Yeah.
Kiss Forever. Oh, here's a good one nobody mentioned. Here's a really good one nobody mentioned. Damn Yankees, High Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the Styx connection there. That's
I was just thinking the same thing, John.
It's Styx and
Jack Blades. Yeah.
Jack Blades from Night Ranger.
Tesla Love Song.
Double win.
You know what? I'm on a different site and they have the top 50.
Well, let me finish mine first.
Love Song by Tesla. And I'm
waiting to see if Brian has either an or an REO on this list.
I didn't hear an REO.
No.
It's not going to be on there.
Love Song, Tesla. Yeah. Mr. Big to Be With You. Kicks Don't Close Your Eyes. Jay's got his validation on that one.
Yeah. Maryland. Go Maryland.
Okay, here's one we didn't mention. Power Ballad All Day Long. And that would be Almost Paradise, love theme from Footloose. Mike Reno featuring Ann Wilson.
We didn't mention it, and you're 100%.
That's absolutely.
Total
Eclipse of the Heart's a power ballad.
Same movie. That's the worst part. Last night I said, "What about Kenny Loggins, the one from Footloose?"
Well, what about Total Eclipse of the Heart, guys?
Mike Reno and Ann Wilson. No,
that's
100%.
Huge.
I can't mention Alone by Eclipse. Nobody mentioned that either.
By Heart.
Heart.
Yeah, we mentioned it last night.
Alone?
Yeah, we did. We hit
all I want to do is Make Love to You, Alone, all those songs. The Flame, Cheap Trick, and Silent Lucidity, Queensryche.
By Queensryche.
So those are the 18 songs that they put on this radio edit of. Okay, wait a minute. There's another one. There's a bunch of them here.
So there's no Aerosmith and no REO.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Licensing, man. You can't get Geffen to bend. They won't lend their songs up.
Hold on. He's finding more songs.
Are you serious?
REO Speedwagon.
Wait a minute. Okay. No. This is worth it. But it does the math doesn't add up. But whatever. There's actually a CD collection out there for $16.99. It's a 5 CD set. It's 101 power ballads.
Ooh.
Now I don't know who compiled it or anything else. Okay, since you've been gone, Rainbow's on there. Freebird, Leonard Skinner, Wind of Change, Scorpions.
Yep.
I Just Died in Your Arms, Cutting Crew.
Yeah.
Eric.
So with somebody who couldn't program is what I'm saying. But, okay, we missed this one. We totally missed this one, Jay. And you're going to feel dumb when I say it. I'm already feeling dumb reading it because they're right. And that would be Elton John, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me.
Jeez, we totally missed that.
I said that.
Did you say Don't Let the Sun?
Tonight I did. When you said
I didn't hear you say that.
I brought up Elton John. You did say something, but I didn't hear it.
I was thinking Blessed or something,
Yeah, so you're 100% right on that one, Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of these I don't agree with. Okay, I don't even know the song. China in Your Head to Paul. I don't know that song.
No, it was the Heart and Soul Band. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Show Me Heaven, Maria McKee. I don't know that.
No.
Valerie Steve Winwood. No. Beth Kiss. No.
No.
Nope.
Don't You Forget About Me, Simple Minds.
You're not going to slow dance to it. It's
yeah, they did slow dance to it.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
Kiss the Rain, Billy Myers. I know the song, and probably pretty close. I don't know. There's some Paul Young song. I'm going to skip it because I can't even read the name of it. What's Up, Four Non Blondes? Yeah, kind of.
I guess.
Sorta.
Yeah.
Sort of.
It is.
Yeah, I guess.
What's going on there?
Yeah, what's going on with that? Fool if you think it's over. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Nobody's Full Cinderella. Fooled Around and Fell in Love, Evelyn Bishop. That's a stretch.
But
sung
maybe
by the lead singer from Jefferson Airplane, Starship.
Marty Ballin?
Starship. No, the next guy. The guy with the curly hair.
That's right. Yeah, we talked about
I only found this out like 6 months ago that Elvin Bishop didn't sing that song.
He was just a guitar player.
I saw the video and I'm like, wait, that's the dude that does Never Gonna, Starship.
Sarah and all that.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to stop us now.
I'm not with this at all. Not even kind of. Is she really going out with him, Joe Jackson? No.
If you had to pick a power ballad by him, it wouldn't be that. It would be Breaking Us in Two.
Okay.
Do you want to be my number 2?
I'm really kind of intrigued by this choice, though. I know the show's going long, John. I apologize, but this is good stuff. I think, in my opinion, this is good stuff.
We'll get to the bottom of this, and
I get a long show. Once I get a long show,
just don't cut it quick because we have to thank our sponsors.
It's all been good stuff. Yeah, DJ Ventfliner. Check him out in the description of this video.
All right, back to it.
Here's an interesting one. I never thought of it, but the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking, you know what? It would be right at home in a crate, I think, of power ballads. Head over heels, Tears for Fears.
Oh.
Yeah, I never would have come up with that.
I wouldn't have either, but it makes sense. And it's huge at the end. Angels, Robbie Williams. Yes, that's a power ballad.
Yeah, that's a power ballad.
Oh, not Angels.
I'm going to skip that because that's stupid.
American, though, so Robbie Williams isn't number
I'm going to skip a bunch of these because they're stupid. Okay, this is really dumb. Shattered Dreams, Johnny Hates Jazz. That's just stupid.
I love Johnny Hates Jazz, and even I wouldn't argue that.
Not even a ballad.
Just a mellow track.
It's not a ballad.
Okay, here's More Than Words Extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shall Tears for Fears. No. Higher Love, Steve Woodwood. Absolutely not.
No.
These are dumb. Who put this together?
Let me just
101 ballad songs. What do you?
I got a 50, and a bunch of them we did, but some of the ones that John and I were probably the most guilty of not mentioning: The Ballad of Jane, L.A. Guns, because it was that period.
Yeah.
Here's one. Here's an interesting one, Jay.
Yep.
Up Where We Belong, Jennifer Warnes and Joe Cocker.
That is, yeah, I would say they're right.
I think they're right on that one.
Well, what's your vote on this one? It Must Have Been Love by Roxette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she gets huge towards the end of that.
Heaven, Bryan Adams, I know we mentioned that. This one I'm surprised, and I love this song. We Don't Need Another Hero, Tina Turner.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe. It's a terrible one. I never thought of it as a ballad, though.
I'm not going to say everything here, just the ones. Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. I think you just said that by Cinderella. Eternal Flame by the Bangles. Somebody must have said that.
Nope.
It
doesn't really get big. It just
this one is
does.
new. It does.
B-section kind of does.
B-section. Well, this one makes sense in hindsight, but I wouldn't have said it. Fall to Pieces by Velvet Revolver. John, where are you with that one? Yeah, that's kind of where I am.
Is that Scott Weiland days?
Scott Weiland.
Okay.
Yeah. They have Freebird, which surprised me. Against All Odds, Phil Collins, they have. It's All Coming Back to Me Now, Celine. Bringing On the Heartache, we already mentioned that. Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Here you go with Keep On Loving You, REO Speedwagon. Shadows of the Night by Pat Benatar.
That's damn close. That's damn close.
This one I'm going to give them, and we didn't mention it. Blaze of Glory by John Bon Jovi.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a power ballad.
Absolutely.
Yep. And I don't think we said this one, which shocks that John and I are not on our A game tonight. Heaven by Warrant.
Oh,
I think we
all know that. That was a given.
Okay, that was
any song in Heaven. Heaven from Bryan Adams, Heaven from Warren.
Now, did we come up with this one? Because
just like Heaven from The Cure, all Heaven songs.
And I'm just saying up front, it was
all heavens go to heaven.
I love that it's inspired by wife and manager Sharon, considering that Lemmy Kilmister wrote the lyrics. Mama, I'm Coming Home by Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, I give him that.
Ballad.
And I was
Lady
thinking
by
Ozzy.
Styx.
Depends what part of the country and if people actually slow dance to that, though. It's like
I found someone by Cher.
Yeah, power ballad.
Did anyone say Total Eclipse of the Heart? I think
yes, I just did.
You did. This one I got to give him. Kiss from a Rose by Seal.
Yes.
This one is
all right.
surprising.
So we can work in some R&B artists. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
We can make
this
it
one
work.
came out of
I never thought of Seal as an R&B artist.
Yeah, he is not.
The Show Must Go On by Queen.
Happens to be black. Is that how they say it?
Every Rose, of course. Nothing.
I have a friend that happens to be black.
By that definition, then we could just say that's what friends are for, right? Because like when Stevie Wonder starts doing the big vocals at the end and adds the energy, you can actually say that.
Skipping November Rain because it's such a given. Home Sweet Home, we knew. Alone by Heart, we knew. Meatloaf, we had that last night. Journey. Prince, Purple Rain's number 2. This will shock you. The number 1 from Q105 Radio, their number 1 power ballad of all time, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith.
Hey, it's Q105. Here we go.
Hey, I'm looking at a list that I think I'm arguing a few things on it, but it's pretty good. It's a really good list here. And they're talking about a lot of things that you guys talked about. They mentioned Feel Like Making Love, Bad Company. I think I might give him that.
I would give him that too, I think.
Yeah, but there's a better Bad Company song. What what
Day After Day.
It starts off slower.
I know what you're talking about, John.
I give my love. I can never remember the name of that damn song.
That's Clapton somewhere, isn't it? That's I give my love to you. Yeah. Day After Day. No, that goes way back. That's old.
Ready for Love.
Oh, that's
Ready for Love
band.
by Bad Company. Ready for Love
why
is
not?
better than.
I want you to
like
say
you're
right. You're
Bad
right.
Company by Bad Company. Throw that in there.
Yeah.
That's slow, and then.
It's not a ballad.
But it's really not a ballad. No.
All right, but I do have the one all-time ballad you can end the show with.
Okay, let's end it with this, Eric. What is it?
I got one. Let me do mine first.
All right, you hurry up.
Now he comes to life.
Right. I was taking a nap. Frankie Valli, I love you. Can't take my eyes off of you. Yes or no?
No.
No.
It builds.
Go back to sleep.
It does.
Yeah, but I think you can slow or fast dance to it. The tempo's a little high.
The tempo switches up because when you watch people at weddings start with that like can't take my eyes off of you, all of a sudden it's that like
Right. So I'll give them that a little bit. Yes.
Next they're doing like kicks like the Rockettes.
Let's put it to a vote. Who's got the dumbest last word, Kevin or Eric?
Eric, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be me. It always is.
All right.
Not Shannon Henry Gross. You're right, Kevin.
We're going to go
you got the
way
best
back.
one.
Because we were talking about going way back last night.
Okay.
And this has to be the first ever power ballad in my eyes. Unchained Melody, The Righteous Brothers. Give it to me. Give it to me.
No. It's a great ballad. I play it all the time, but it never.
Come on, he goes high.
I would give it to Frank Sinatra doing Fly Me to the Moon before I gave that power ballad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't want to play anymore. Just end.
You know what, Eric? After the show, I want you to think about it, and while you're thinking, I want you to listen to a new power ballad because that's where you're going to be. It's Eric Carmen's "All by Myself."
All by myself. Yeah, I can see the raindrops now. Thanks. Yeah.
Here in my beer.
Or Can't Live when Living Is Without You.
Oh, there we go. Nielsen, you're going to throw Nielsen.
Knife in the heart. Oh,
in the heart. Yeah. All right, kids. It was a fun show. I had fun.
That was fun.
It was fun. We'll come up with more fun ideas hopefully for next week. Otherwise, back to the same old crap. But I